Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 8C. In this example 8, we have been discussing on his job prospects and broad job prospects and the loss of job, and again got the job and again traveled abroad, and in the Rahu Dasa Mars Bugdi, end of the Mars Bugdi, he traveled or moved from India to Singapore for the job prospects from sent by the company. And in from 2012 onwards, when he joined the new job from that company, today we are on 2023. So far there was no change of job. He's working there in the same company for almost about 11 years. So there is no change of job. He's in good position, but despite some ups and downs in the job prospects. But during that period when he's comfortably is working, we know that Ragu was having some mixed significations, but whereas in Jupiter is not having strongly unfavorable significations, because Jupiter Dasa is not having the role of the Venus or Mercury, already we discussed in the previous videos. When Jupiter is favorable for his professional prospects in abroad, but he's also interested in the business because of his contacts, and he wanted to import some cashew nuts in one country, and from there he wanted to export to some other country on orders. It means finding the supplier and finding the buyers, and as a mediator he wanted to be there, and he started doing the business. So there is no issue. He also contacted me and also advised to do such things only with without any money involved, as only as a mediator. So then I also advise him to be careful in certain periods, not to go for any sort of such business also. But as far as he was doing as only as an agency or as a contractor or as a commission agent, there was no issue. But one fine period, when the business is increasing, more money started coming in, and during that favorable period with some investment also, he could get some good returns. But he wanted to do the business in a bigger way during one Bugdi, which Bugdi it was advised not to go for such expansion or any business with money, but he did it without my consent or without my knowledge, or I advised him, but he did not take it seriously, and thinking that before that unfavorable period, sub-period starts, he can get the money and all. So he exported the goods on credit basis, but by the time it has to get credited, that by the time that reach the place, and by the time they get the goods, and that they have to clear the money, by the time unfavorable period started, all his money stuck and he lost the money. Whatever the money he earned so far in that 2 years of business, he lost. Along with that, he also invested some money by borrowing money. So all the money is a huge money he invested, which was he lost during the business. So in the business he earned also, he lost also. How it is signified in the destiny and also dasa periods, we have to check in this video. Example number 8C, business and loss in business. So the native started the business, cashew nut exporting, and as like a trader, he initiated during that April 2020, during the period Jupiter Mahadasa, Saturn Bugdi, and Mars Antra. He started doing that in a small manner. Started 2020, 21 was fine, and during that 2022. After the middle of the 2022, that during that Mercury Bugdi and Rahu Antra, he lost he had a huge loss in the business. We are going to study on this now. This is the birth chart of the native, example number 8. So now we are going to study on the business aspects. Though I have not changed the event to business, that also you can change it, but still that houses are going to be the same only. Only favorable unfilled houses are going to remain the same. Only A grade houses in 6 can become 7, and all other are going to be the same only. So only that doesn't matter. So with the help of that, this itself we can study that business prospects also. Anyway, let me open the significators and birth chart and North Indian chart to know the support impact. Now, he started, I was telling about that after Rahu Dasa, he was running that Jupiter Dasa. He is there, now he is currently running Jupiter Mahadasa only. Jupiter Dasa only he started his business. How come Jupiter is favorable for starting the business? That we have to check it. And we have to check the destiny also, whether destiny also supportive for such business. Look at the 10th sublord itself is Jupiter. Jupiter is 7th star lord also. In the star of a planet, Ketu occupying 10th house, representing Saturn. Saturn is 10, 11, 5, 4, and 1 and 7 cuspal sublord. So 10 is supported with the signifying 7th house. It is supported. And sublord is Rahu, 4, 3, 11, and 7. It is supportive for business by way of trading. We can say that. Saturn and Jupiter. And Saturn and Jupiter both are conjoined also, right? So that way that, Saturn and Jupiter are connected to each other, and it is talking about 10th house and 7th house are all well connected. So the 10th sublord itself is favorable and also connected to the 7th house and 3rd house, and it is favorable for the Lagna for his own business. And also you can check 7th sublord planet is Saturn. Itself is 10th lord and also 11 occupying 5th house, and Saturn is in the star of Sun, 5th lord occupying Lagna, that in the sign, Saturn forming ruling to the Sun because Saturn in the sign of Sun, and also aspecting to the Sun by way of 10th aspect. And Sun is conjoined, sorry, in the Sun sign only Jupiter is present, so Jupiter also connected, because Jupiter is also required 9 and 12 and Sun sublord, and Sun is conjoined with the Mercury, is the Karaga planet for the business, and Moon also connected. Moon is 4th lord, Lagna, 2, 6, 10, Karma, that Karma 3 count, all are favorable. So that way, 7th house connected to 10th house strongly, and Lagna and 3, 11, 4, all are favorable. Similarly, 10th house also connected to the 7th house and 3rd house, supportive for the own business by way of trading. But where comes the problems? How come that it is indicating that native is going to lose the money? So, which are the planets which are indicating trouble giver, loss causing planets to the Lagna? We know that Mercury 6, 8 and 12 and 6 and 12, and Venus 5, 9, and importantly 5, 8. And both are in sign exchange. And addition to that, Jupiter's 9 and 12. So all other planets, Mars, 8th house, 9th house, are all going to add some value. But important key planets are Mercury and Venus, whether they are all playing role here, but Jupiter is not, having that Venus or Mercury in their rulers. That is good. But still, that Venus and Mercury role are there in support to the Jupiter. That already we had a detailed discussion on that. How come that Jupiter is having, that Jupiter rulers are having that influence of the the Venus and Mercury, right? So that already we discussed. So that way that Jupiter is under the influence of the Venus and Mercury. So because of that, star level and sub level Rahu is represented by Sun. That Sun is conjoined with the Mercury, and Mercury in sign exchange with the Venus. So that way that that impact of that Venus and Mercury are there, but through the supports. in that case, when that Dasa Lord is having that unfavorable key planet in their rulers, not in the rulers, only in supports, when the Bugdi Lord is having those unfavorable key planet which are influencing the Dasa Lord by way of supports, if the Bugdi Lord is holding those unfavorable key planets in their rulers, definitely during that Bugdi Lord, the native will face problem. In the other unfavorable antra, definitely it will give trouble. Right? So that we have to keep it in mind. So in Jupiter Dasa, on its own it is good, not indicating any sort of trouble. But the business started in the Saturn Bhukti because Saturn is talking about 1-7 cuspal sublot, very good, star level, everything is fine. So in Saturn Bhukti, he started doing the business because in Saturn is the 7-10 significator, Jupiter also the same way. In Saturn Bhukti, he started the business in the Mars Antra. Why Mars Antra? Mars is talking about Lagna, and some changes it is indicating in this type of profession. Though it is not indicating any change of job, but you can see Mars planet, where Mars is posted, Mars is conjoined with the Saturn, conjoined with the Jupiter. Jupiter, Saturn, Mars are conjoined. And Mars in the star of Ketu, Ketu also fine. And sublord is Saturn, Saturn is the key planet. The key planet of the Bugdi Lord Saturn is the good key planet for the business. That is playing role for the sub of the Mars. So that Saturn is forming ruler link, second planet Ketu having got Saturn, and Saturn is conjoined with the Mars. So that way, role of Saturn is playing role at the all levels by forming ruler link. So during that Saturn Bugdi and Mars Antra, the native got the confidence or courage to do that because Mars and Lagna Lord itself is playing in the star and sub of this planet. The native got the confidence and doing the business, and he started doing the business. As per the advice, he was doing the business only without investing any money, only as a commission. So he started doing that. So during the Saturn period, and he started facing Saturn, Mars, then Rahu has got some weakness, and Jupiter is very good. So he started making money during that period. So there is no issue, then he was doing it. Because Saturn is not having any unfavorable, so Saturn period will not give any loss or trouble during its Bugdi. After that, Mercury started. Mercury is the planet, Karaga planet for business, and also Mercury is the planet, is sixth lord in general. Mercury, if it is unfavorable, it can lead to loss or debts or loans, increase in the loan during that Mercury period. It is in general because Mercury in the natural zodiac sixth lord. So that here that Mercury itself is sixth lord, 3 and 6 and 8 and 12 and 6 and 12, and supported by Venus by sign exchange. Venus is already 5, 8, 5, 9 grouping. Favorable also there. So why I am focusing on unfavorable only. Favorable are going to attract to the favorable of these planets, and the native will try to go for that. But during that process, unfavorable also will join hands, will give trouble, that most of the people are forgetting it. Now, in Mercury Dasa, sorry, Mercury Bugdi, under Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bugdi was running. That Mercury, in the star of Sun, 12 level is Sun. Sun is conjoined with Mercury, that already discussed. Sublord is Jupiter, that is Dasa Lords, unfavorable 9, 12, some unfavorable significator. It is not bad at the source level, but at the sub level, this unfavorable further supported by this, and it is indicating, yes, it can give trouble during that Mercury Bugdi. 3, 6, 8, 12 and star level, Sun and conjoined with the Mercury. So all levels 6, 8, 12, 6, 8, 12, and further supported by Jupiter. Jupiter also 9 and 12 and conjoined with the Mars 1, 8 significations. So under Mercury period, he wanted to increase the business by way of buying more money also. He wanted to invest money and he wanted to do on his own, because 3 and 6 1 he wanted to do investment and do the trading on his own. From the buyers he wanted to buy the cashew nuts with the wholesale, and by investing money and selling to the buyers so that he can have more margin. But because 6,000, 8,000, 12,000 will increase the loan, he'll borrow more money, put into the business, and started doing that. I advised him during that Mercury period when he started. Mercury Bugdi started in, let me check that period, in 2020 end itself. I hope so. Not Rahu Dasa, Jupiter Bugdi, Mercury Antra, 2021 February end. Up to that, there is no issue. 2021 February, there is no issue up to Saturn Bugdi. When Mercury Bugdi started in 2021 February, then I told him, you need to be very careful during this Mercury Bugdi till that 3/6/2023. It does not mean that all the period of Mercury will be unfavorable. Mercury itself will give some favorable also, but during the strong unfavorable antra, the native will face problem. Which are the strong unfavorable antra? That antra lord, if it is having these Mercuries, that whatever the signification Mercury is having, 8 and 12, 12, and other unfavorable Mercury significations also joining hands, that antra will give trouble, right? So let us check those periods. Let me clear all these things. Now he is running Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bhukti. In Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bhukti, after Mercury itself is not strongly unfavorable on its own, because Jupiter is very strongly favorable without the role of the Mercury or the Venus. But Mercury will give trouble because Mercury having this unfavorable that already discussed. Mercury also connected to Venus, which is the unfavorable key planets, making that Mercury also strongly more unfavorable in addition to that Venus, right? That we have to keep it in mind. So after Mercury, Jupiter Dasa Mercury Bugdi, Ketu Antra did not give any issue, but only star level having some weakness, sub level Mercury itself is playing, it is indicating favorable and some sort of trouble. It means he started facing some trouble during that Ketu period, but did not, made the person to lose money. Then comes the Venus period. Venus talking about second house matter, for all favorable, but this is connected to that Mercury, so that during that Venus period we started facing some problem in the money, but he got good earning also, because 2 supported by 4, third house to the second house, good money he started getting through the Venus period also. Mercury Bugdi, Venus, he is earning money with some sort of difficulties. Then there is no issue, Moon there is no issue, Mars there is no issue. The problem is only with the Rahu period. Because Rahu, when it is talking about 4th house and in the star of Ketu is fine, 2A level planet and sub-level planet, this is Venus is playing at the sub-level, and you can see that Rahu represents Sun. That Sun is conjoined with the Mercury, right? Sun is the Mercury is the unfavorable key planet of the Bugdi Lord. That Sun is conjoined with the Mercury, and that Venus, sublord Venus, in addition to that, other unfavorable strong planet is also in sign exchange with the Mercury. So that way, that unfavorable key planets are strongly playing role. Even the star level planet and Mars sub-level planet, they are all connected to each other. They are also indirectly getting that role of the Venus and Mercury, but strongly sublord is Venus, and source level planet itself is connected to the Mercury and also Venus. So this period in Rahu, Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bugdi, and Rahu Antra, Rahu in the sub-level, it is talking about 7th house is moving towards 5, 8, supported by a 10, 12, 6, 8, 12 grouping Mercury, so that his business, his product business is good, money is going to get locked or lost. That is indicated by the sublord of the Rahu. Here you will think that why that Venus did not give trouble. Venus, he is talking about the money, some sort of problem, obstacle, but star level, sub level are favoring to the second house. Here Venus is acting as the sublord for the previous level planets. Rahu, fourth house, star level planet Ketu, and result is giving trouble. Already the Buddhi is having that weakness that is also influencing this. That built connection is between the Mercury and Rahu are present. So during that Rahu Dasa, sorry, Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Buddhi and Rahu Antra. In Mercury Buddhi, as I said, from February 2021 onwards, it is fine. But what he did, let me explain that one. When I was saying that when he is doing some business in Mercury also, I warned him, even if you do any business during that period, you have to reduce your business after that what do you call, within May 2021 only you have to do that. After that, Rahu comes. Rahu has having that Venus in the sublord and Rahu connected to the Mercury also. That's why we discussed. Definitely Rahu will give trouble, right? What he did all his export, everything within this good period, sun and moon period, he supported, he did it. But I told him, even if you want to do the business without any sort of credit, you have to do that. Because if you give the credit after, by the time the goods reaching that location after 2-3 months, then Ragu started. So Ragu period only that buyer has to clear the goods and pay that native for the money. But during that Rahu period, if he is going to get the money during the period of Rahu, he will not get it. He will be into trouble. That's what I said. But he ignored and he sent the good during that favorable period. By the time that when that clearing date period is coming for the native for the goods, then Ragu was running within June and that September end Rahu period Antra, he completely lost because his money stuck and the people that they cheated him and the quality some other way they said, and finally he lost huge amount during that period. So Dasa Lord itself is the destiny planet. Destiny planet is supported for the abroad in business also it is supported. In addition to that, destiny planet also indirectly indicating it can give trouble to the lagna in the business, in the money, because that destiny is under the influence of the Venus and also Mercury, unfavorable key planets. So when those unfavorable key planet is Mercury is playing importantly 6, 8, 12 grouping, because it is talking about the increase in the loan, borrowing the money, that is ruling, and sublord also Jupiter that unfavorable that the Lord itself is playing, and sun planet is connected to Mercury, all the discussion we had, and Venus also playing role. Mercury is having strongly unfavorable because of the role of the Mercury Venus, and Venus is playing role at all levels, and sublord also Jupiter is connected during that Mercury period. And in the strong unfavorable Antra, not Venus. Venus did not give much trouble because Venus only having some weakness, but star level, sub level, all are favorable. But only in the Rahu only he got the issue. He got lost the business and loss in the business, and whatever the earning he had, everything is lost, and also whatever he borrowed money, also he lost. So whenever the 6th house, 8 and 12 grouping are coming and supportive to the business during that period, definitely the native will end up into loans and increase in loans and loss also. That Dasa Lord also in support to this Mercury, because of that he ended into loss. But only thing is what I said, that even he is losing the money, he need not bother, because that Jupiter Dasa is not strongly indicating that he is not going to completely be away from the market, or he is going to be completely, a jobless situation, or a completely, trouble in finance, because Jupiter is very good in the star level and sub level planet or levels. So free from the role of Mercury and Venus straight away, right? So that way, he can wait for some period. Definitely, he will earn money. That's what it is being advised. So I think you are able to understand how come a person is good for the job prospects, and job prospects in abroad, and very good position, and transfer to abroad, and with some overconfidence and interest. Despite the warning, he involved in the own business with overconfidence, and investing money. Without investing money, he would have done only as a commission based on how we did already. So then that there will not be any loss of business, loss of money. Only there can be some sort of problem in this commission, right? So that the loss in the commission earning, only there will be loss. There will not be any loss in these investments. That is the one which he actually ignored, and what to do. It is the destiny he has experienced. I think you're able to understand this interesting chart with with many things. And go through this video ABC again. It will give a lot of information on the professional prospects and many roles. So we'll meet in the next example. Good luck.